Good evening, Greg here, burning both ends, burning on the back end of Sunday, getting ready for the week here. Vacation is officially over. Back to the grind tomorrow morning, so I am somewhat psyched for that, I have to admit. Get back to the routine, it's going to be nice, I think. So I've been doing a lot of prep here, and tonight's post is dedicated to Chad from my cohort there at DOE Energy I-Corps. So Chad is starting I think a 2-year stint at an incubator. So he's getting his startup going, and I'm psyched for him. It's going to be an awesome journey, and so I offered to put together a few things for him, or for you, Chad, just to help you on your way. And I picked a few nuggets of wisdom that I've picked up over the years, and I kind of packaged them in a way that actually you can kind of go through a little process if you'd like. And on the back end of that process, you'll have some nice work products that can really help. And so what I'm calling this is just a method to gain clarity. So, and this is like kind of my big thing is with organization comes clarity. With clarity comes the ability to sequence. With the ability to sequence, or with sequencing, comes action, right? And with action, goals are achieved, milestones are met, right? Progress is made, right? You know, so it's just a little body of work body of work to create a really very straightforward plan of action. Just that way, you know, we can get into action quickly and easily, and we know what we're doing is important because we've gone through some work. And so here is the bit of work, and I'm not sure exactly how long this could take. I'm a little bit biased because I know about these topics, and so I don't know how long it would take to learn them. But my guess is in about 2 hours, this can be completed, and you'll have these results. So the first thing is check out this concept of infinite game, right? Simon Sinek has a great post. There's a link in the outline, link down below. It should automatically start at about 27 minutes and 38 seconds into this post. So check it out there. It's about like an 8-minute clip toward the end. It's fantastic the way he goes through it. And so the basic kind of big ideas is, you know, business is an infinite game. It's you know, it just goes on forever. And so the critical piece to winning this game, or not, well, it's not to be won, it's just to stay in the game, right? Is to compete with myself or ourselves, right, as a company. That's one of the big takeaways. And then what this does is this infinite game concept really leads to a whole different type of decision making, a different decision making process. As far as, you know, am I doing this for a short win, or am I extending the whole vision of the company with this decision, with this product launch, with this acquisition, with this fill in the blank, right? So this concept of infinite game is critical, and I believe it is, and it's been really changing up the way that I'm looking at things. I find that deploying empathy helps with the infinite game, right? It's all about relationships and timing. You know, you're looking at maybe closing a sale, but the timing is not right for the customer. So instead of pushing it and potentially losing the customer, infinite game would tell you, okay, if this hits next quarter, that's totally fine as well. Things like that. So now I don't think it's going to take a lot of time to really understand this concept. I think maybe watching this once or twice, this clip, let's call it 15-20 minutes. Then we're going to get into writing a CPR, and I have a post on it. That's also linked in the outline. I have a post on what a CPR is. CPR stands for Context, Purpose, Results. I will not get into it whatsoever. Right, there's a whole post on it. I've also linked the template to the CPR. And, you know, these 3 sections: context, purpose, results. So the context, right, this is the short phrase that kind of snaps you back to your big why. Like the big why, like why are you in business? Like the big why. The big vision, the big why are you doing this? Like the reason above all other reasons as to why, you know, you chose to do this. And saying the concept saying the context, or even thinking about the context, should kind of snap you right back into that why. That's how that works. The purpose from your CPR, that should support this infinite game mentality, right? It should be pretty clear in the purpose that there's an infinite game going on here, and the vision is so big that it's almost like you'll never achieve it. And then the results, the results then we will use to make the next major work product, or the final work product, which is the beginning of the success journal. And so the results they become the basis for the focus items and success steps in the journal. And so that's part number 3 here. So I've also linked in the outline the outline and template for the success journal, plus my YouTube post on it, Burn at Both Ends. So check those out. And then so pretty much you take the results from your CPR and mold those into kind of focus items and milestones. And there might need to be, and you'll notice that under number 2 in the outline, I wrote write a CPR or CPRs. There might be many CPRs to write depending on how big the business is, how many ideas it branches into, how much like kind of fidelity and resolution you need. Now, I would start with 1 and see how it goes, but maybe a second or third might be important. Maybe there's a big vision for the company, and I'm thinking about you, Chad, a big vision for the company, but then you might have a 2-year vision, for the incubator, for example. And so maybe right now focusing on that 2-year incubator milestone is more important. Things like that. So you might write a CPR for the company and then a CPR for, the 2 years with the incubator. And because there might be specific milestones in there that, that you got to hit from the program that aren't, directly related to the overall vision of the business. So that's why maybe a second CPR might be needed. Not really sure. But anyway, take the results. Those results become kind of the basis for the focus items and the success steps, and then the successes themselves, or the little tasks in between, they kind of fill themselves out. But the critical thing here is that with all this thinking, because you only have 5 to 10 results, there are only kind of like so many different places that you can do things within your business if you really thought that was a result. Right, this is kind of why this provides this clarity, and writing the CPR is going to be probably the longest, the biggest time investment. I wouldn't be surprised if that's an hour by itself. And definitely check, I can help you with a CPR, so it's good to have someone else look at it. But if you don't know anyone else that knows what a CPR is, that's kind of tough. But I can certainly help, Chad. So hit me up to help you with the CPR. I'd be happy to do it. Of course, anyone else listening, let me know. I'd love to help. So if you're going to go through this process, just hit me up in the comments and we'll rock and roll. Right, okay, so now we've learned about the infinite game. We've written the CPR. We've taken the results and we've kind of mashed them into focus items and success steps. And then now we've filled out a bunch of tasks in between, kind of the starting tasks to get to those milestones or success steps. Right? And now we've got a plan of action. So now we can start picking away actions and start getting into work. And then you'll start seeing, did I really choose the right results with my CPR? It'll kind of work itself out. It might be a little bit clunky at first, but then you'll kind of get into a rhythm and start to see how this all works together. So, I think that's a good little method to gain some clarity. So I hope that's helpful, Chad. Let me know. And so these are definitely some tools that I've been using that have really helped me as an aspiring entrepreneur. So if this is the kind of thing that you get into and you dig, subscribe, comment down below, let me know how I'm doing. Of course, if I can do anything to help, please ask. I'd love to help, like with the CPR. And I think that's about it. So check out the description down below. There are some more links in there, some good stuff, some good music, some good motivation. The outline for the talk is obviously down there. And and we will wrap there. So y'all be good. Have a great Sunday night. Get some rest. Get up tomorrow, light it up, inspire folks, do great things. And I will see you in the morning.